Okay, so this is Chris and Cassandra, and we're doing a video on, we're doing our video on the sisterhood. This is episode 6. Is it episode 6?
Wait, hold on, Chris. Don't. You started, then you can find head call.
Oh, okay. I'm going to try not to be going on the internet because it always say I'm shaking so much. I got the little, what do you call this thing? Tripod. And I'm so close that I can't, like, put the tripod back far enough. I'm just trying to fill in some time while we waiting for Cassandra to come back.
I'm back.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay. So this week, I was just going to let Cassandra just go. Just completely go.
No.
Because you know why? I don't even know what to say. My mouth was just so open that I was just like, whoa, that is so crazy.
Okay, what was your mouth open about? And we can go it that way.
The whole damn thing.
Well, the first thing I was kind of like taken back for me myself was the actual bar mitzvah. That was I that kind of like threw me for a loop. And it could be because I've never been to a bar mitzvah, but it was a Christian bar mitzvah, so I don't know. I didn't know where they were going with that. So I kind of like didn't get the point of that. And then the other thing that kind of like got me with the whole situation, which I kind of like the fact that she said this later on, but the whole attitude of Delana and this First Lady D. I was taken back, me personally, I was taken back by their attitude as First Lady. Okay, so I'm going to go on to say this. I respect everybody's hustle. I respect what everybody does. I don't have no bias or whatever. Okay, First Lady situation, I feel like this. I'm only going to treat you how you act. It is what it is.
Yeah.
So, with that being said, I also felt that when you came there, regardless of what your beef was,
this was for a little kid.
You should have.
This was for a little kid.
Right. You should have. If you and your husband didn't say anything to nobody, you said something to everybody, but you didn't say nothing to her. You never show your face. You never let nobody know what your hand is. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
So for her to not speak to Dominique, I thought was very childish, and the vice versa to Dominique. But with all fairness, Dominique had already extended the olive branch out to you once. Now I'm like, Dominique, I ain't gonna beg you to talk to me. That's what I ain't gonna do.
Yeah.
So if she has already extended that olive branch out to you, then to me, out of decency, what you should have done was you should have spoke to her. That was your opportunity to speak to her and let her know that there was no hard feelings. Now, if you had some hard feelings, then you weren't being about what you tell your church you about, and that's forgiveness. Now, ain't nobody said you had to forget, but you do have to forgive. And that was your perfect time to do that. And that's my opinion. That's truly my opinion. Now,
well, on the bar mitzvah situation, I was completely lost because I didn't understand. I was lost because it was a weird type of situation, and I'm hoping that one day this man, Brian's dad, can, I don't know, he seems to be holding grudges. I don't know what the hell the man could have did that was so horrible that you couldn't have got your ass on a plane and came to see. That's your grandson. It might not be your only grandson, but that is your grandson. And they did offer, you know, for you to come.
What Brian did that was so terrible was marry a black woman.
Do you really believe that what it is?
Yes, it is. It don't have nothing to do.
Is it because that he's Jewish? Is it because he's Jewish and he didn't want him to marry? You think?
Yes.
Because I have a cousin that's married to a Jew, and they live in Ventura, and
but that could have been his father's prejudice, because I can't imagine that the reason why I say that is because the two statements that they said last week that made me to believe it was something different, because last week you said that you and your father didn't experience your bar mitzvah. So I'm confused. If you and your father didn't experience your bar mitzvah, then, and you just became a Christian when you got with Tara, that ain't making righteous sense to me.
Well, it didn't make too much sense to me either.
Okay,
yeah, because I didn't understand that. I was kind of lost. Oh, I think that's a muddled picture.
You said your words were that you when you became a Christian, your father did not like that. That's the story y'all put out now. If it's a lie, y'all told it, because that's what the story was, is that your father did not embrace the fact that you was a Christian. But then you say, you come back and contradict yourself, because you say that you and your father did not share a bar mitzvah. So, I don't know.
Yeah, it's kind of confusing to me, because you guys say a lot of stuff one way and then it turns out to be something else.
Okay, that too. That definitely that. Now,
I want you to get to the obvious, because the bar mitzvah was kind of cool, but I
kind of missed the part. But I guess they went to Miami.
Okay, so if you didn't get that part, I'll tell you. She invited those ladies over to her store, which she invited me.
I saw that part.
Okay, because she invited me and you to her store. If Pastor D has subscribed to my channel, and she's been talking in messages to me and Cassandra, and before this is over, I'll try to go on the internet so I can give everybody her information, and she's going to have a get together on the 17th of this month at their new church, and before that she's gonna have a get together at her store.
Oh, at her store too? What's her store?
Her store, all of it is too doggone far from me. You know, I drive 10 minutes. That's it. I ain't going nowhere after that. I need to get paid for driving. Depending on
what it is, I might come to Atlanta.
Well, it's on the 17th. It's on the 17th. Now, if you come, I'll drive us out there. But if you come, because I have somebody to talk to, because it's like 45 minutes away from my house.
How many?
45. I don't drive for free. Okay. I get paid for driving, so I don't drive for free. Anyway, for real, seriously, everything I've been through the whole United States of America, I was getting paid. Anyway, so what happened was she invited them to her store and said they were going to renew their vows. And then they had the lady there that was doing the sex
therapy. I saw that part.
Okay.
I saw that part. Okay,
and Miss Tara being a prude, I don't understand how come she's such a prude if you said when you were a sinner that you were an adulterer. And I have been that. So I don't act like that sex is like taboo. We all know you have sex, at least in your lifetime, you have had sex at least 3 times in your lifetime because you have 3 children.
But let me tell you why she acts that way. She acts that way because most Christians feel that sex is a taboo. That's what it is. That's the reason why she acts like that. Most Christians feel like talking about sex, having sex, all that stuff is a taboo. That's why she acts like that. And I want to tell them so bad, where do you guys get that from? Like, who wrote that book? Who put that chapter on? Because that's not true. So, yeah, you see when she was talking about the situation with her husband, and she was looking how Tara was making all those faces.
Yeah.
And I was like, are y'all serious? Like, really? You making this face, but they're talking about she's talking about doing this with your husband.
Yeah, not somebody on the street. Not somebody on the street, your husband.
Yeah, so that made me feel some kind of way, because I'm like, it was different if this lady she's like introducing toys. She's like, no way, never. And I'm like, lady, what? She said using utensils, and she was all making all these faces, and I was like, are you serious? Like, why would you, even if you don't like something, and this is what I try to teach, this is what I taught my daughter, this is what I teach my nieces, and any kid that's around me. If you don't like something, that's your personal opinion.
Yeah.
Don't embark that opinion on somebody else by making faces and doing stuff like that. You don't do that. That's just rude. That's rude. So let me help her out. Boo, that was rude. You don't do that. If that wasn't your cup of tea, you should just sit there and listen. If that wasn't your cup of tea.
Well, that's what I was feeling.
I'm gonna let you give your opinion on this. What did you think?
No, I felt the same way. Like, why are you frowning up when you said? And then she said she's never had to use toys. Well, don't knock it till you try it. I mean, some people do. Some people don't have to do it. But if you never had to do it, okay, let it go. That's your experience. But my thing is, you don't have to be such a prude. And I just don't like that she's coming off like she's so perfect, and she's so just being a prude. And I don't think that's right. Hello? Hello? Oh, don't tell me this stupid...
That was me. I put the phone on mute on accident.
Oh, because I was like, don't tell me this stupid Skype done messed up. So that was how I felt
about the Miami thing.
Okay, so they went to Miami. It looked like it was gonna be fun. I wanted you to tell me how you felt first, because
about the Miami.
What did you feel?
I don't know. I saw both. I guess I saw both ways. She didn't do anything that was okay. Let me just say this: drinking. I'm Christian. I want y'all to quit lying to yourself. Y'all drink. Not all, but some. So let it go. Stop acting like y'all don't drink, because I know a couple of Christians that can put some liquor down.
You told me that before.
Huh?
I said you told me that before.
I'm serious. Hold on 1 second, Chris.
Oh boy. Well, my thing with the drinking is, my mother had always told us, the Bible say you can drink, but you're not supposed to get drunk.
Okay.
So,
she wasn't drunk.
No, she wasn't drunk.
She was in her right. She was well within her right. She wasn't drunk.
But
she just said, I want to get my party started.
Yeah.
Okay. Where the bar?
Yeah.
Okay. And she said, where the bar is? Y'all said no. She wrote. Apparently it wasn't enough to make her wanna. Apparently y'all saying no was like, okay, and she rolled with it. So that's over with. Yeah. Then you go to, y'all got to the room and she had all this liquor. They had this liquor spread it out for her. Okay, she only had champagne and wine. Y'all, please, let's not go there. It's just champagne and wine. Then when she went to the club, she was like, let's talk to somebody. Let's talk to these guys. We're just talking to them. Okay.
They were acting like she was setting up some dates. I was like, wow, she's only talking to the dudes. She ain't asked them for no dick or nothing. She was just talking to them. And she was just telling them her situation, that, she's out with her friends and she's going to get remarried. And then Ivy or whoever was saying, well, you know, we're first ladies or whatever. And, you know, some people don't call them first ladies, so they didn't know what they were talking about. But, you know, the guys was just like, okay, nice. And then they got up and walked away, you know, like, okay. I think she just was just trying. Yeah.
Are you serious? You running from you seriously gonna do that? You gonna get up and run from dude? Are you kidding me? You playing, right? I mean, he was sitting next to you and you got up and damn near did a sprint to get away from him.
Yes, she did.
And then you're gonna talk about, well, when we gonna talk about saving souls and doing this and doing that? Well, hold on. You just made it uncomfortable for this man.
Yeah, to even if you wanted to witness. If you wanted to witness to him, he ain't gonna know how to take you now because the way you treating him like he got the plague. And that's wrong, because what you should have done is just, she wasn't doing, really, to me, she wasn't doing too much, you know, and she was really just talking to the guys. And so you can sit there and talk to people. You don't have to. And to me, I feel like Tara actually is afraid that if somebody touch her in the right way, she gonna open them legs. That's what I feel. I feel like a nigga gonna blow on her, and the bitch gonna have her legs gapped wide open. That's what she acting like. She acting like she's so scared that any little thing is gonna turn her back into that adulterer. And if you deliver, you deliver.
You know what, sis? That is such a good point. I never even thought about that. And you know, that's what she acts like. She acts like she is a person that gotta constantly be reminded she's a Christian.
And see, and
because the other two ladies sat there and had a conversation with dude, told them who they were.
Exactly.
They were trying to get on them. They were saying, let's conversate.
Yeah.
Okay, married people. Just because you married doesn't mean you're dead. You already know what your limits are. You can have a conversation with a male counterpartner and not be nothing but a conversation. People need to stop taking everything that leads to sex, because guess what? That's where your mind is.
Yeah, you have either low self-esteem or you're a very weak person. Everything, you can have a whole bunch of friends of the opposite sex, a whole bunch of friends of the same sex. That don't mean you got to jump into bed just because y'all say, let's go to lunch or let's go do whatever. You just have to know what you can do and know what you can do. So now if you can't be in a room with some other guys than Tara, then maybe you should just stay around your husband 24/7. Because there's men that are at the grocery store. There's men at the gas station. There's men at your son and daughter's school. You know, and they're not going to be saved. Some of them are going to be saved, but not all of them are going to be saved. Not all of them are going to be talking to you about Jesus. So if you can't handle it, then you got some issues. The other problem that I had with the bachelor, I didn't really have a problem with the bachelor party. I'm kind of like thinking that the lady Dominique is just maybe, I'm going to just tell you, my mom used to tell us about familiar spirits. And I really felt like they shouldn't have went to Miami because all these bad things were happening to her in her past. And I feel like maybe that dredged up those familiar spirits to go to the next level or to go to a place that she really didn't want to go. Because when they were showing a preview for next week, she wanted to meet with the pimp. But I don't think that was cathartic. But maybe she thinks that's cathartic for her to get some kind of closure. But to me, you should try to get the closure within yourself. Try to get that closure within yourself without you seeing this person. Because obviously this person helped you to stay in a real bad place. They helped you to be on drugs. They help you to be turning tricks.
Right.
And so that's not really the right person for you to be in the face of. I don't feel that way.
I don't know if it was to be in the face of, but I felt more like she wanted to meet up with him for a closure for her. And I know people like that. And I guess I'm kind of like that too. If you did something to me, I want to it was no and period or but. I want to put a closure point on it.
Okay.
So I guess for her, it was, I agree with you. Now, the one, yeah, First Lady Dominique, baby, you went a little too far with the naked folks now. That ain't what you need to do. If you were going to do that, you should have made that a private situation. And when I say a private situation, meaning that the film, the camera, nobody was there. That was a private thing that you did off camera. Because Mary and them had that. And they done tasteful because Mary and them did that for their sister's wedding.
Yeah.
What they did was when it was getting to that point, they said we're gonna need to turn these cameras off.
She said to turn it off. That's right.
So I think that's just my personal opinion. I don't see nothing wrong with what you may have wanted to do, but I think that it should have been done in taste, like. Not to just go to a strip club, no. But I get what you say because you was in another city and didn't nobody know whether you were First Lady or not. So you in a whole different town. You felt like, okay, well, if I want to go to a strip club, I can go because don't nobody know me here, as in a First Lady capacity. So I understand that, but you learning. So I'm gonna give you a pass on this one because you learning.
Yeah.
Because you're in a situation that you've never been in before. And to be honest with you, you never have anyone to teach you how to be a First Lady.
Definitely.
So I'm giving you a pass on that. You took a shot at tequila. Okay, I ain't mad at you. You didn't do anything wrong to me because you wasn't drunk. You wasn't falling out drunk. You wasn't none of that. Yes, they were boring. I get you. Because you guys went to a bar. And even as me being a single woman, if I go to a bar, I'm going there not to have a drink and to have conversation. Not because I'm going there because I'm looking for somebody to take home or to have sex with or become into a relationship. It's just a conversation. And you never know who you might meet. Again, you got to open your mind to wherever you are to be able to be a witness to God. Now,
yeah, well,
that's what Tara was trying to get at, and I got you, boo. But you went about it the wrong way. You went about it a way that would turn everybody off. You never knew what Dominique's attention was because you immediately went to the negative. And as you see, the guys sat there and they talked to y'all. So that could have been a conversation, and then the conversation could have led to God. And you may have been able to learn something from them because you don't know everything.
Yeah, you really don't.
So I think that, and the other two ladies were very receptive of what was going on. They weren't like, oh, we're going to talk to men? Oh, I'm married. Oh, no, they weren't like that. They were like, okay. They laughed. They sat there. They told them. They introduced themselves. They told them what they were. She said, so, and then they even asked, what do y'all suggest we do?
Yeah, while we're here. Yeah.
Yeah, while we're here. To have fun. So, I don't know. To me, I just think that sometimes Christians, and you trying to put this off to be Christian behavior or whatever, but that's not true. And once this go, I'm gonna tell you a story.
Okay.
That happened to my friend, and I witnessed this happen. So I want everybody to stop thinking that just because somebody say, and just because somebody get up in the pulpit and say that they something, that means there's something. So they can throw them Bible verses at you all day long, don't mean that their heart is pure.
Yes, exactly.
So you can't just, and this is a message to, and I hope, Tara, I hope you and your husband come on the channel and hear this, because this is a message for you, specifically to you. I get that you're a Christian, and I love the fact that you love the Lord, because I love him too. I really get that. But what I want you to stop doing is feeling like the only way you can prove your love, because you don't have to prove your love, because God knows your love.
He knows your
heart. You can talk all day long, But the only way you can prove your love to the Lord is that every time you talk to somebody, you got a scripture coming behind it. That don't mean nothing. Because I have a friend that lost her mom. And her mom was very close. And her mom loved this particular church. And this pastor of this church told her mom that he liked her daughter.
What?
Yeah.
What? He liked her daughter.
Yeah. Yes, but this was before he became a pastor. She's known him from before he became a pastor till he became a pastor. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So before he became a pastor, he said, "Oh, your daughter is so beautiful." Blah, 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 blah. Then got married, became a pastor because she knew him and she went to his church. So her mom kept always going to her church. Kept going to the church.
Uh-huh.
She had pancreatic cancer and she passed away.
Oh, wow.
So, in the midst of this girl grieving, because she's always had the support and love of her mother,
mm-hmm.
and her father too, but her and her mother was very close.
Mm-hmm.
He used that grief to hit on her.
Oh, my God.
And she'll tell you, was I wrong? She'll tell you this. Was I wrong? Yeah, I was wrong. But at the time, I was grieving, so he was consoling. Well, consoling led to the bed.
Oh, my God.
With the scripture.
Oh, my God.
So what I'm telling you is, just because you set up in a pulpit and say you a Christian and you can quote some scriptures, that don't mean nothing. Because guess what? You still a human being.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what he did. So what I'm telling you is stop telling people you're a Christian and let people come to you by the light that you shine.
Before man, yeah.
More about yourself. Where people will say, I want to be like her because of the way she carried herself.
Yeah.
Dominique said one thing that I would say that was true to form everybody said she was being disrespectful when you was praying. She told you, Jesus ain't gonna save your backbiting, your lies, and she was telling you the truth. Because if you sat there and you looking at yourself now, and you and your husband hyped up all this stuff about how you guys didn't know it was this kind of show and how this and how that, baby, miss me on that. Because everybody that know you didn't watch reality TV, baby, you didn't have to watch reality TV. You could have watched regular TV. And you ought to know that. See, you from California. You lived in California. I don't know how long you did not live in California, but from what I understand, for the last 16 years you lived in California, you can't tell me you don't know how the industry is. If you live in California, you pretty much know how the industry is because everybody in California really knows.
How?
Who live in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Know how the industry is.
Yeah, we do.
It's just stuff on the TV. I mean, just regular on the news.
Just so many people. There's so many people that have some type of connection with the industry. So you're right.
Contract, baby.
We have so many people who can get a connection with the industry. So for you to say that, I'm lost.
In the industry because you had your own business.
Yeah, Mom Fit has been around.
So you were already in the business. Don't tell me that.
Yeah, Mom Fit was already around.
Come on now, let's not be naive to the game. Stop being naive. And that's the only thing I really have to say to her is that you turn people. And actually, Ivy told you this in the beginning. You turn more people off with your attitude and your persona than you turn on.
Yeah.
So if you really want to bring people to Christ like you say you do, you need to stop and look at how you're presenting yourself. Because you right there last night had an opportunity to witness to 2 men to turn their life over to Christ, but because of your attitude and your stuck in your mind, you lost your opportunity.
And you could have turned them on just by you could have gave them a track, or you could have just gave them your card to your church, and that could have been enough for them to say, "Oh, let me call her and ask her about this person, Jesus." You know, you could have did that, and that could have been enough. But the way you came, "Oh, is this the part we gonna start witnessing? Is this the part we gonna..." No.
Exactly. Because you are